Hey guys, I hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are having fun. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about string concatenation, or we can say text concatenation in PostgreSQL. Mainly, we're gonna be looking at one edge case, let me check if everything is going right here. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, I was just checking YouTube for live thing going right or not. But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna be taking a look at the side effect which happens in string or text concatenation in PostgreSQL, and what is the right way to handle it. Okay, for that we would be starting with pretty much reusing a table we used in the past, trying out some example, and then looking at the side effect, and finally getting around how to circumvent that, how to remove that. Okay, sounds good. All right, let's dive right in. So here I have kind of a template which I already pre-built. So string concatenation with a null is gonna be the most important focus for us. So normally, how do we do a string concatenation, or I should say text concatenation? Let me also add here string or text. Okay, so it's pretty simple. Select like teach, and then you use this operator, right? Me database, is that right? Yeah, pretty much it showed you teach me database. Okay, so now let's also take a look into the documentation, what it says. Okay, so PostgreSQL documentation says there is a concatenate operator which you can use, and over here this is a double pipe operator. It concatenates the two string. Okay, sounds good. There are other utility of this as well, and you can read more about it by looking at the documentation. I'm gonna add the link to documentation in the video comments as well as the newsletter. Going back, so this is all good, and let's see another case. Select. So there is a table which I already created called department. So in the department you have all these physics, maths, chemistry. There's one null. Okay, so I'm gonna do select all from departments where ID is greater than, is smaller than 4. Okay, sounds good. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a name and then concatenate operator. We just took a look into that, and then we would have a department. Okay, whoops. All right, so you have physics department, maths department, chemistry department. Awesome, all good. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you all have used this as well. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure you all have used. You don't need to add space as well. It will work properly because PostgreSQL parser will be able to tell that this is actually a concatenate operator. Okay, so now the edge case. What happens when you take this, okay, and add a null value to it? What do you expect? What will happen when this will be null? What do you want it to happen? If you want the whole thing to be turned null, or if you want it to show teach me, but for null value don't show anything, right? Well, if you want the later, teach me would show but null would be blank. If you want the later effect to happen, take a look into what is happening here. Oh, the whole thing turned into null. Isn't that interesting? Okay, what if I take this, exactly what I did with department, and then I do remove this conditional. Oh, the last one turned null. Why? Because the last one had a name value of null. Now this can also happen if you do a left join and the right side of things are null, left side of columns whatever you want is present, and you want left and right columns, left table and right columns to be concatenated. In that case, the whole final view column will turn into null. Now if you want that to happen, if that is what you really want, then good, there's no issue, you should do that. But if you don't want that to happen, if you want at least show the what's available on the left side, but for the right side show a blank, then either you can do a coalesce. Okay, so maybe I can do something like this to handle that. Okay, coalesce, and then I will do like this. Okay, okay, now we have solved the problem, right? There is, I mean, of course, like you have to use coalesce in every places where there would be a null. So you'd have to explicitly, there's a train going behind my back, so ignore that sound, please. So you have to explicitly use coalesce to cast the name into whatever you want it to show. Now if you want explicit code, then this could be a way. Okay, this could be a way to fix it. Okay, so let me write down use coalesce. Okay, let me move things around a little bit. Okay, sounds good. All right, so now let's see, now we are here. So coalesce function, sure, you can use it, but the caveat is you'd have to remember to use it and you have to do it explicitly. If you want the code to always, like, if you don't want things to happen internally and you want everything to be explicit, maybe coalesce is the right way to handle. If you want all the value to turn into null, maybe you have a use case where you actually want the value to be turned into null if any of them are not present. In that case, just use simple double pipe operator. Okay, now, but if you don't want that to happen and you don't want explicit coalesce to be applied, PostgreSQL provides a really cool function for you called concatenate. Okay, let's take a look into that. So let me pull that up. So the same link I would be sharing with you in the documentation. I mean, sorry, the comments. You just have to go search for concatenate, and there is a function down here concatenate. Concat WS is another use case, but concat is the one which you should look for. Concatenates the text representation of all the argument. It converts everything you provide into text. So you provide a number, you provide a varchar, whatever. And here's the most important part. Null arguments are ignored. Okay, this is very important. All the null arguments are ignored. Okay, so let's dive right in again. So in that case, what should happen? Let's take each of these cases we just analyzed. Okay, so here, whoops, select teach me. So we would have to do a concat operator. Let's take a look. Concat, okay, value 1 and then an array of value. Good. So it pretty much takes like arguments. You can provide any amount of values. Okay, and remember what it said about null. It ignores null. Boom. So now you have teach me, and for null it added nothing, ignored it. In another video, I'm thinking like I'm gonna go into the depth of the source code and show you the difference. But for now, in this short video on intermediate level, this is good enough. I will create an advanced level video, and over there I can go into actual source code of PostgreSQL to understand the differences in the implementation and why this happened. Okay. But anyway, so if you want it, let me know in the comment that, hey, I would love if if you'd show us how to, like, how it's actually implemented and what is the difference on an implementation, I mean C language level. So anyway, having said that, let's keep moving. So same thing, I'm gonna use department on the department table. So instead of all this, I'm gonna do concat. Okay. Boom. So now you have the same thing. Wherever it was null, it ignored it and just added whatever extra was available. So in a way, it's kind of like using coalesce. If you think about it, it's adding a blank wherever it is null, and then concatenating it with the whole thing, whatever is not null. So excuse me. So this actually is a better way to handle it rather than coalesce. It is implicit in the sense that Postgres already provides it. So someone who knows what concat does or can look up the documentation will know exactly what is happening, because it's very clear what they say, that the null arguments are ignored, right? All right, so with that said, I'm gonna add all the code and a bit more comment to, or I should say, for paid subscriber on my newsletter. I really appreciate you guys hopping on. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any question, let me know in the comment. If you value the knowledge I provide, you can show your appreciation by becoming a paid subscriber. That will support me and the channel and the business. But apart from that, really